Hi and welcome back to the channel. Well, here we are in Champaign, Illinois, and we are stealth camping on the street. Stay tuned.
We'll have to look up the legend of the dogwood tree by my great-grandmother Honeybee. She always had a postcard. You know how like sometimes older people would use a postcard as a souvenir and they would have it at home?
Yeah.
And she would always have a postcard that talked about the legend of the dogwood tree. I remember that, but I didn't memorize the legend.
Okay, the legend of the dogwood tree. Now, Jan brought that up, so I looked it up. What is the legend of the dogwood tree? Well, the legend is that God made the dogwood tree as tall as an oak tree and big and strong as an oak tree in the beginning, but they used that wood for the crucifixion. And in doing so, he changed the dogwood tree to forever be smaller and not able to have wood like that, like to use in a crucifixion. And so that's one part of it. The other part is when you look at the leaves, the four petals make the sign of a cross, and even on the petals on the outside edge, there's a little bit of red, and that's the blood of Christ. So that's basically it in a nutshell. That's the legend of the dogwood tree. And there's a poem that nobody knows who wrote it, but it's pretty cool. Look it up. Okay, so what we're doing, by the way, that was Jan. What we're doing here is we have something inside here. I'm going to show you, we just got a battery that is a house battery to go in Jan's Pleasure Way. Excel? Is it an Excel?
Yeah, it's a 2003 Excel TS, meaning the twin sofa, the sofa that makes into twin beds or a king, on a Ford Econoline E350 chassis.
Okay, hold on just a second. This video was going to be all about stealth camping, and it's sort of changed. Yes, we are stealth camping on the street, just like you see in the video here, but there's not that much to tell. I mean, it's like camping, but when you close all your blinds, your shades, you put up shades in the windows so nobody can see in, it's like regular camping, with one exception. We don't have any connection up to shore power, and we're surviving at night on pure battery power. But wait, I'm going to show you something I've really become fond of, and it's our AGS, Auto Gen Start. We've had this in this van. We bought the van in 2021. It's now 2025, and I haven't been using it at night, and I don't know why. We've got, in this van, we have two 100 amp house batteries that are underneath the van that are even much harder to replace than what you'll see with Jan replacing her battery. But with that 100 amps per battery, 200 amps, how many amps do you have to use for power? Well, if you look at this chart, I think I'll put the chart maybe over here, maybe over there, I don't know, one of the two. I tend to go with thinking that 12.1, 12 volts right there, that's the minimum I want the batteries to go down in charge overnight before they start getting ruined. If I go to bed at 10, by 11:30 the batteries are starting to drain. And so, what do? I'll show you how you fix that. Okay, hopefully you can see this okay. Now, right now it's daytime. So in the daytime, you can run lights, you can run your refrigerator, you can run your inverter, everything. And because of the solar panel that's on top, 190 watts, it tops everything off, so you never have to worry about your house battery getting too low. You can see right now, because of the sun, we're 14.1 on that house batteries. 104 degrees, so I'm going to try to do this pretty quick. It's pretty hot in here. Okay, so when I set this, right now it's not set for automatic generator start, auto gen start. So I'll go over here. Oops, I'll do one more thing first. AGS disabled. So that's the natural setting. Can you see that there? Here we go. So I press that. Okay, enabling AGS in an enclosed or unventilated space may cause injury or death. Well, we're not going to do that. We're only going to do it outside. Enable, hold the button down for 3 seconds. Okay, now can you see that? It's enabled. What are the parameters? Let's look it up. These are all adjustable. Now the trigger on this, and sometimes they have different triggers, but the trigger on this particular AGS system here, and this is a Firefly system, is low voltage. So in other words, first of all, AGS, it's enabled, low voltage. So if the voltage gets down to whatever you say it's low, is low, then the generator will start up. So the generator will start up and your refrigerator will be nice and supplied with power, and your food won't go bad, and blah, 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 blah. Okay, so you can program quiet time starting at 12:30 a.m. to 12 a.m. to 12:30. I did it like that. Now, a lot of parks, they'll say quiet time is from maybe 10 o'clock to 8 o'clock the next morning. So, yeah, set it like that. You're just not going to have your generator working. But if you're stealth camping on the street, nobody's worried about your generator. Plus, it's a quiet generator. My exhaust was shooting out into the street, and there's a park just on the other side, so nobody hears that generator. So for me, I started the generator when it gets down to 12.1. Now you can bring that down further, see, but for me, 12.1 I feel safe at. Time to start, volts, 60 seconds. Stop at 13.2 when it's charged up enough for 13.2. Time at the stop volts, 30 minutes. In other words, don't keep starting it up over and over again. Maximum generator runtime, 120 minutes, so 2 hours. Generator restart, so if it didn't start the first time, it'll start up again. And between retries, 30 seconds. And these are all things you can adjust. Now, while I had this set at this AGS system, and it was hard to remember exactly because I was sleeping, but it would sort of wake me up because you'd hear the generator start up. And I think about 3 times was the maximum. It would start up and run, charge up the batteries, and then turn off by itself, and nice and quiet again. And about 3 times during the night, sometimes only 2 times. So 2 to 3 times per night, it would run for a little bit, and charge up your batteries and then turn off. And I love that. Okay, that's it in a nutshell. Back to the video. Okay, so we're going to drive over there because that battery weighs about 1,000 pounds. So we're going to drive it over there rather than pick it up. It was hard to get it off the cart and actually put it inside. So let's go see if it fits. Okay, well, as it turned out, Jan grabbed the battery and I grabbed the other end of it, and we just carried it over here. Even though it weighed 1,000 pounds, that's only 500 pounds per person. So it still worked out fine. Let's take a look. Oh, she's got her kneeling pad cardboard out.
I've taken to keeping a piece of cardboard in the van, as weird as it sounds, Because when the time comes that you do, it's not if, it's when the time comes that you need to take a look underneath it. It's turns out that it's well worth having this folded up behind the seat.
Tim said this is one of the reasons he doesn't want an RV. He's not mechanically inclined.
Right.
And he said, I've seen Jan out there working underneath there, fixing things. I can't do that stuff. He said, well, just buy a brand new one, get a warranty with it.
There's that.
Pay people.
There's that. Or, yeah.
Or pay people.
Definitely. I mean, but this works for me.
All right, so here's the battery. So it looks like it's going to fit okay then, huh?
It seems to, according to what I just read on their website,
And
it sounds like it's the same size.
okay, so it's got those connectors.
Yeah.
All right.
I know it looks like a mishmash, doesn't it?
Yeah. Now, do you need
So-
help lifting that up?
No, I don't think so. I think I'll be okay. But it is a tight fit. So what I'm going to do is just rest it up here. Then I'll make the connections. First, I'll just check and make sure it is going to go.
I'd help you. Of course, I'm filming though. So
Yeah, there you go. There, it's going to go.
okay.
But
Well,
I mean,
before
just,
you put it in all the way, maybe we better take those things off the,
well,
or maybe
before
not.
I take anything off, I'm just going to make sure it's going to go all the way.
Okay.
There we go.
Good.
Yeah. There we go. Yeah, it's a tight fit.
And so this is the slide you were talking about that you got lubricated again,
I did.
right? And you cleaned it up because it was
Yeah,
all full
and
of
it was
rust and gunk.
full of resistance and ugliness, and now it's working far more efficiently. But again, everything is a tight fit.
Is it going to go back in okay, you
We're
think?
gonna check and see. But I'm gonna grab some stuff before I get down there, so I don't have to get back up.
So this is some of the work you have to do if you own an RV. You know, occasionally you're going to have to change out a battery. Well, you can see it's not too hard to do, but she did have a problem. She had a battery, and O'Reilly Auto Parts did a wonderful job, by the way. She wanted an AGM battery to put in here, but they didn't have one, and they were leaving the very next day, so she got like a lead acid
Yeah,
probably.
maintenance-free deep cycle, but
Yeah, but it wasn't what you wanted.
no, and I just
And
didn't
then
have
it
the time
stopped
to
working.
wait.
And then it stopped working.
did.
And so
And in short order. I bought it
Yeah.
in February, and today we are March 30th. And I think I probably came out about a week ago and had no 12-volt
Yeah.
supply, no house supply lines and
So
stuff.
so anyway, they replaced it. No questions asked. They were very, very nice about it.
No discussion even.
And gave her the better battery. Did you have to pay a difference?
I did. I paid the difference in
Yeah.
price, but they did
Okay.
just a return on the first one.
Yeah.
And I just paid the price difference. No questions asked.
Mm-hmm.
Military discount. If you're a vet, ask.
Right.
So
That's good.
yeah. And there's not a lot of clearance in here. So I'm gonna do a little test run. Yeah, see, that wants to
Once
I
to
liked
catch.
it better when it was on a tilt. Here we go.
Oh, good. Goes all
Just.
the way back in.
Yep.
Good.
So I also bought these little, oh good, and all the way out too. This is what I was telling you I bought.
Oh.
Because I have these little different eyelets.
Oh
plus
yeah,
I never
you
did put
got a
an
whole
end on
bunch of
this.
them to hook on. What
Yeah,
the
and so
heck?
I thought, I think this might
You know, that's
be
a good
helpful.
idea. I like that. Okay.
Yeah, so we'll see how that does. There, we managed to get them off. I just think they could have, I mean, let's hear it for the clever designs of RVs, but they could have given another inch or so here. That'll be one of your bigger challenges, getting this open.
Oh, it looks like brass knuckles or something.
Something.
Oh yeah, I like that. And look, it's a quick release.
Yeah. So I thought, why not try that?
Very
I
nice. How
asked
much
if
were
it-
those?
I think it was, I'm sure it would have been cheaper off Amazon, but I wanted to get it. And
Right.
they didn't have the battery in stock, so they ordered it for me, and in 24 hours they
Yeah,
got it back
why do you
to
put
me.
those on?
I guess this is going to help with corrosion.
Huh.
I mean, I think that's.
Is that what it says to
Should we
do?
look at the dimensions? They don't say.
Huh.
But wouldn't that be what it is?
Mm.
Well, seems like it's two sizes. I don't know. Let's put it on there.
Mm-hmm.
See what happens. But I do think it's meant to be two sizes. Maybe not. I don't know. Let's see what happens. And I bet there's some play in what's tight enough and what's too tight, would be my guess.
Includes convenient battery washer to help ensure clean connections. I don't know. Yeah, doesn't look very tight.
No, I think it's going to have to.
Be screwed in tighter. You got a problem though. That's red. That's red positive over there.
Okay. That's easy to fix, see?
Yeah, take that thing off. See if it snugs up better.
It was plenty snug.
Was it?
Yeah. Well, let's do it with the black, huh? Because there's very little, if any, leeway.
Yeah.
No.
Oh no. It doesn't fit.
Let's see what happens. But,
Oh yeah, on this one right here.
yep,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
worked for ages.
I think that's probably what you're gonna have to do. That's my guess. All right, folks, what do you think's gonna happen? Because when she closes that, those little connectors hit just at the top up here, and it's too bad because that's a wonderful way to hook those things up. Nope.
But look, I still think we should be able to go further down on the post.
Nope.
Yeah, I think we should be
I
able
don't
to.
think so. I think you're
I wish I
done.
had a hammer.
If I had a hammer.
Because if I could spread this further apart.
But look, all you got is that plastic.
Yeah, but that's all
there.
I need. That's all I need. I'm just that shy. Or a file and file that down.
So what year is your Pleasureway again?
It's a 2003.
2003.
Yep.
And you just had some new things added underneath. Suspension or what?
What did I have? Oh, well, the axle broke.
Oh, yeah.
So I had work
So
done
this
on,
axle?
Yes. On the other side. And I had a great repair done by some people called Pinkala up in Racine, Wisconsin. We broke down. It broke while we were driving on our way to see you in Door County, actually.
Right.
And it took a while for them to be able to get to me, but a great tow from a place called Floyd's Towing, because not everybody is equipped to tow these things. They have to be flat towed. And they actually recommended the shop. Boy, within striking distance, isn't it?
Close, but not quite.
No, if I could just get it open further, if I could just get it down further, I think that's enough clearance. I've got extra post. I just don't have the means to.
Now the question is, if you get that down further, and then you need to pull the battery out,
Uh-huh.
do you think you're going to be able to? What if that thing moves up a little bit and it's stuck inside there?
I don't think it would happen. So in theory,
Ah.
So really, once this gets spread out wide enough,
Hey, what if they went up that way instead?
you couldn't tighten them then.
Are you,
Yeah, you couldn't get to them.
Well, they are. Oh, okay.
You have to be able to access that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so once this can get spread far enough.
You put them up from underneath, you put them on there, and then you put this attachment on there.
Could. That's a thought.
Yeah.
There you go.
Just barely, but once
There you go.
Will that work?
I think so.
The center plate was good enough to do it?
Yeah, I think
Oh.
so. And this one should go.
All right. Good.
Just these are the positive wires. That's good. These are the negative wires. That's good too. It makes sense to me that
And I sort of recognize that copper. That copper looks like it came from up in the UP.
I don't know.
You know, up in the UP.
Like where you get your pasties?
Yeah. That used to be like the
Copper mining.
copper mining, and the center of our industrial revolution was supplied by the copper from that area. In fact,
Really?
today you can still go out on the beach and find little pieces of raw copper.
Really?
Yep. Hi, Sugar. Yeah, you were upstairs by yourself, weren't you? Poor
She's
puppy.
like, where's here?
Yeah.
God, that just is killing my leg.
So it looks like things are working, right?
Here's
The light comes on.
pump came on, the fantastic
Oh.
fan came on.
Good, you tried
I
things.
did.
Very good. Well, I think you're hired as an RV mechanic.
It's not very pretty.
What do you think, Sugar? What do you think, Sugar? Oh, you're a good puppy, aren't you? You're a good girl? Are you a good girl? Yeah. Oh my God, look, it's going in.
Yeah, we're hung up a little bit right here.
It's going in, but not all the way.
It's really hard to see with glasses.
I know. Now, do you have a problem with transition glasses? You're outside, it's transitioned, it's dark, but you don't want it to be dark. You want to be able to see.
It takes a minute. But it's not a problem. To me, it's well worth the trade-off.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So I've been thinking about getting those. Ah!
We gave it some encouragement, let's just say.
Encouragement. Yeah, just
Because you get this little pin that holds it. And it just is not all the way in. Because of the cables.
oh God.
It's all right.
It's always
I
something.
don't know if you can actually see in there. But they could have made the battery box a little bit bigger.
It's in. Now we're going to try it and see if the light works. Are you ready?
I am.
Yep.
Yay!
How about this other light?
Give it a go. Oh, you know, it's not turned on. If you see the light right up there, straight up on the ceiling, it has an on-off switch on its own on the body of the light.
No?
Yeah, it's straight up. You'll see it. It's a white plastic. Look up.
Yeah.
This way, right here. Up. Ceiling.
Oh, right there. Nope, nothing.
What about this? How's the switch read right here? Is the switch on the step in? Are both switches up? Now try it.
Ah, yeah, there we go. Okay,
Alrighty.
good. How about other things in here?
Give it a whirl.
Oh, yeah. Fresh, empty, black, 2/3, gray, full. There you go.
Good.
Okay. So that thing's working.
Excellent.
Good job. Good.
All we got to do is lock this bad boy up and we've
Yep.
got power.
Great. Okay, well, there's that. That's this part of the trip, day one. And Jan did all the heavy lifting. I did a lot of pointing and directing. and she got her battery in there, so that's good. Now she has power again, which is good. Good house battery, and it's brand new, which is always nice. So I think we'll call that a wrap for now and go on to the next adventure. Thanks for watching.